My number 9, the highest that this team is on the list, it is Top Blokes. I don't know, I'm a believer.
Whoa.
That is high.
Sort of Veloce at LAN. Archie, I really rate him. It is high for their performance, though, this split. So my rankings are inconsistent in that I was like, oh, it's all about consistency. Well, that's fallen down at number 9, huh? I also just couldn't put them behind Sam.
Really?
Dude,
I could easily. It was so easy to put them behind Sam. Yeah, Top Blokes FaZe, Dignitas behind Sam. I was like, wait, who have Top Blokes FaZe and Dignitas beaten recently? That's right, nobody. Okay, I'll put them behind Sam. That was my thinking.
Who have Sam beaten recently in their own region?
Everybody apart from these two teams. They beat everybody.
Yeah,
They're
but then are those
two
other
teams.
teams better than Top Blokes and well, obviously FaZe, but like Dignitas?
Yes. Well, I mean, with 1 month prep, yeah, these Sam teams are going to be popping off. They're legit.
I think Warriors will destroy that Sam region, but that's just me. No.
I mean, you had them at 15. I have Fury at 15. They're literally the same. Like, you have the same power level.
I know, no, but my Sam
15.
didn't crack my list, remember?
Yeah, that's crazy. You had Galaxy Racer with a brand new player in your list. And
I think the Galaxy Racer would. I don't think Sam's that good. But that's just me. That's a story for another day.
Did
later.
you get farmed by like Sam players in ranked yesterday or something? What's going on here?
No. Matter of fact, when I played them, I'm just not impressed. They're just like, I'm just so confident in my plan. Like they play true neutral plays ranked with their full team. And I grant their own 150 ping, but I can have 2 1800s, and I just don't. I'm just not worried.
You think you and 2 1800s could take down true neutral?
It's also like,
this is ranked though, so I don't. You gotta take it. But see, like their ranked might be different than our ranked, because we don't we party up ranked, like it's just a whatever. Their ranked might be they actually like want to get good work again against like 2K plus level players.
There's no shot. Nah, they're pre-jumping everything. They do not care about
No,
it.
they're not. He doesn't go for it. He just farm saves like he does in that region. So I mean. I don't know. I'm just not believers in them. Nah, they have to show me something. You gotta show me something.
Good. Sam are gonna farm next LAN. They're actually good. I think they're good.
I think Sam get unfortunately clapped.
Yeah, they just got more to go. Yeah. Okay, my 9 and 8 were really close.
Okay.
They're flippable. They're interchangeable. But I struggle with this one a lot.
The Sam team.
Giving yourself insurance already
it's
for when we have a go at
Fury. What should we do?
Sam 9 and 8. They're interchangeable.
The real
love
bell
with this one a lot, but at the end of the day, I looked up potential and month long, and so with that I put Gil to number 9.
Okay.
I put Gil to number 9.
Okay.
Because they've won one, they beat BDS twice, which I found so impressive. That's why they're in their top. That's when they're top 10, and I think on their day. When they're playing well, they could fit top 5. But it's just they're on their day, and there's also gonna be other teams boot camping with them and put in a lot of prep, a lot of time. So, but they have.
I think they will get a lot from boot camping.
Yeah, they're
exactly.
Hydrated,
I agree. Yeah.
Holism, a lot going on there.
So, yeah. So I just feel like with all that, they're legit top 10. I put them at 9. The eighth team I'm gonna say later. They can be flipped. I feel like, but I like them at 9.
I think Guild's a good shout. I like that. I think good argument as well.
Yeah,
I think that's
good.
Yeah,
makes sense. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Tbates, and in return, I'd love you to, throw me in agreement as well for my number 9, which is the wonderful, just barely better than Queso on this imaginary line with 1 month prep, Rogue from NA. Just slotted in there at number 9. They look.
First killer at 9, Johnny.
Yeah.
You got first killer at 9.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
He's playing with like the 2 slowest players.
It doesn't matter how slow or move. Taroko can move like a snail. He's got one job. Sit his rock bottom in the back and make sure first killer gets as many touches as possible. You got first killer at 9. I would understand you have him like 7 or 6, but 9. Nobody's gonna handle that kid on no land. He's gonna. Oh my God, he's actually gonna dominate them.
Wait, Tbates. He's put ground 0 above first killer.
Wait! Johnny! You got ground 0 above Rogue! I'm not looking at the stream, so I can't like, but they yo make you have grown, Johnny. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make sure I'm leaving.
Oh my god.
I can't see the list.
Oh.
Yumi, I forgot he hasn't set ground zero yet. You have ground zero. Johnny, you understand that first killers in that region. I don't think he'd ever lose. I think they would win every single time. I don't think they'd lose a game.
Oh my god.
Johnny, they thought Drip Bang was so good they sent him over to NA. And could you imagine if Drip Bang was on the level of first killer? They would have sent him over to freaking the best team in the world probably at this point.
Oh my god.
Now listen. So we'll get to ground zero. Don't worry, I'll save that. We'll get to ground zero later. We'll save that.
Oh my
but
God.
we got to get through number 8s first. Hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll get to that. We'll explain Rogue later. Don't worry about it. But anyway, Stumpy, what's your number 8?
Oh my god, I have never loved Tbates more. Okay, right. In at number 8, I said I agreed with Tbates with Guild at 9. I put my Guild at 8. I think they had an amazing job. They beat BDS twice in a row. They swept BDS. They looked like the team that they always should have been when they won their regional. It was an amazing performance. Hopefully they can just get to that level consistently when they have that boot camp.
I like that.
Wait, hang on. Number 9, right? Number 8.
8.
My number 8, you guys have finally you're expecting it for a long time. It's ground zero. They finally come in, the best OC team. I think they're going to do a lot on a boot camp, especially. Obviously, they've been very dominant in OCE. They'll get a lot out of the boot camp. They have a lot of backing as well. Like months and months ago, the org was already trying to get them like vaccines as soon as they get into OCE, try to do as much as possible. They actually have a sleep psych as well. One of the probably only teams in the world.
Hey, they need those. They're waking up at like 6 p.m.
Very specific. Yeah, and in OCE, it's really necessary because you have 10 a.m. starts, and that's not gamer hours for sure. So they do have a lot of backing. I think as well, they're just mechanically the best team we've ever had in terms of pure individual mechanics, and that'll go up once they go to overseas.
What do you think about
that? Like,
so I was saying, like, what do you think about the argument though that when Ground Zero are playing other teams, they get challenged by 2 or 3 teams, and that's probably fair to say, like over in OCE. But then there are still those big gaps where they may think that they've got time on a ball, but then EU, NA would then challenge considerably sooner. Would that not completely scuff them up? That's basically how I was thinking.
That's the point of the boot camp, is you do have to change your play style somewhat. Like you can't just play the exact same way. And that's why
does it
teams
sound
have to
like
boot
an
camp 4 to
honest
6 weeks.
Why does it sound like too much of a disrespectful explanation? It's like, yeah, it's kind
the point of the boot
point,
camp.
Stumpy.
Come on, Stumpy. Like, I thought we had that.
I feel like
Of
having
course,
them
it's
at
a
8.
point, but like Alpha Sydney had nobody challenging them in OCE, and they
Yeah.
boot camped their way to success. They didn't challenge OCE their way to success, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have genuinely always admired OCE's boot camp. I said it earlier on. Like they've always been so good at boot camp, and they have always performed after they've had like a month or whatever it ends up being. So 8
That's
is
It's
fine.
respectable.
Yeah.
I can see Yummy putting them up there.
I will say that I find it difficult to believe that Ground Zero would win the entire event. And so like Ground Zero and below are all teams. Like when I did my list, I kind of separated between teams that I felt could win the entire thing. And I think from above here, basically all the teams up here, I think could win it. There are a couple of teams below or 8 or below here that I think have like a 1% chance, like G2, for example. But outside of that, that's kind of how I separated top 8 to the rest.
I can agree with that.
Zero would win it all.
I can agree with that, but that starts from my 7. Once my 7 comes in, that's the teams that like I would expect to like actually contend. 9, 8. That's why I said these 8, 9. I had 9 Guild. I have 8 G2.
Oh,
I have 8 G2. And that's just because like Drees, with Rizzo, they had Rizzo was more up. He was more the first man demo chase, that type of vibe, and that kind of brought their defense back a little bit. But Drees is way more defensive, obviously. He lets JNAPs and Chicago, especially, roam more than they probably ever have. And it's a completely different way to approach the game. And with the whole entire month of preparation, Drees getting even more comfortable being that serviceable third man. And Chicago really getting into his role of becoming a demo chaser, set playmaker, even more I put him at 8. But them and Guild for me are interchangeable.
How do you think Drees will go on land though?
That's the thing. But I mean, Chicago and J-Naps have both performed on land. So I mean, and Drees, he's in an important role in that third man spot. But I mean, he's a once player, so he's gonna be comfortable because Chicago and J-Nap's not gonna leave him back 1v2 a lot. It's not gonna happen. Like when he is gonna get stuck in that, it's gonna be a 1v1, and you gotta trust Drees to handle that. He's on your team for a reason. But especially after a month of getting used to that speed and playing some of these really great players. So yeah, I got G2 at 8.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
He's agreeing with me. He's either got G2 or Ground Zero.
He's got ground zero, surely.
I already
Can't be
have
that much
G2
higher
at
than
12,
Marcus
Yummy.
Oh,
But there is another team.
Oh wait,
beginning
it's
with
typed to G.
There is another team beginning
Oh,
with G.
it's Guild.
as well.
Surely.
But no, it's not them.
that's
It's not them.
Giants.
OCE's always struggling against EU. It has to be Ground Zero, not Ground Zero on.
Okay.
So
What
yeah,
about
now
this
we
one?
can go back to. So
One
Tbates,
team.
you were mad about Rogue being 9 for some reason. I don't understand why. What was that all about? Like,
Do you
No, it's-
honestly believe Ground Zero is a more complete team than Rogue?
yes, they have 3 players moving. They have 3 players in motion.
What's that got to do anything? You can have 3 players in motion. The Rock doesn't mind. The Rock
Nah.
watching you go. Oh, you're whiffing. Here, I'll take the ball 1v1.
Turo's parked up in the opponent's net, and Taroka's parked up in Rogue's net, and First Killer's like in the midfield, the entire midfield. He's moving.
He dominates it. He dominates Justin for Pete. He dominates Justin, Miss, Turbo. Like he puts it on all those great
Nah,
players.
not recently though. Not recently. They didn't
A
dominate
little
the last
less.
2 events. I don't think they're
A
going
li-
to
a
dominate the
little
major
less.
either. I think they're going to struggle
Okay.
at land. These guys, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be the best. I don't think they're going to be top 3 NA. To be honest, I don't. I think they'd probably be the 4th best NA team
Okay.
at the next land because
Okay.
they got less experience. Recently, they've been struggling. They went through their honeymoon period. Now they're out of it. They've hit a bit of a road bump and not looking as good anymore. They lose to Rogue can lose to literally anybody. They lose to anybody in
could.
a group stage.
one thing with Amphis on that team is he's literally a winner too. I mean, he's a 12-year-old kid. He's not actually 12, but he
That's-
acts like a 12-year-old kid. Who doesn't care. He in his 2 RLCS seasons that he's played in, he's come top 2. Well, he came second and then first. And the first time he carried 2 idiots to second place. So I don't question his ability to play at LAN.
Hey, look, what's it called? What was their team name when they got 4th at line? Was it Alpha Sydney? Yummy. Was that the?
Yeah, that was Alpha
It
Sydney.
was Alpha Sydney at the
no,
time.
that was Chiefs at the time.
It was
at the
Chiefs.
time.
Sorry, yeah, they were Alpha Sydney, then they were
Yeah.
Chiefs. So Chiefs, they got 4th at LAN. They've beaten NRG at LAN multiple times when they were Garrett Justin NRG edition. Or I think the first time it was Garrett Jacob Fireburner. The second time it
Yeah,
had
it was
Justin.
Jacob the first
But they've
time.
beaten NRG before. They've been competitive against NA many times. They probably should have beaten Cloud9 at season 4 as well, if I recall. But they just had a crossbar challenge in game 2, and suddenly they lost a game they definitely should have won. They went to OT and lost the series. But yeah, I think OCE's competitive against NA every time I see them play, and I think they would beat Rogue at LAN. I think this OCE team, the Ground Zero, looks like the best OCE team ever, and Rogue are absolutely vulnerable. I think that's why I've got Ground Zero ahead of them.
I think a huge thing for OC and Sam has been just the sheer amount of Rocket League played and the fact that it's not 6 months of just the top teams playing each other. Similar like in NA and EU to some aspect with like top 8 aspect, but yeah, I think they've bridged the gap a little bit, like improved faster than other regions.
Remember, if this was right now, Rogue would win. But we're 1 month scrimming. OCE knows how to
Boot
scrim.
camp.
Rogue, I don't know. We're not seeing that before. This Rogue team's brand new. I don't know how they're going to do. But I know that Ground Zero are going to know what to do. They got Tarsos. He's been at how many lines now? All of them for OCE? Every Worlds, is he? I think.
I also
Yeah,
saw
every single
He's the
Um,
Garrett G of
possible.
OCE. They've got literally the Garrett G of OCE on their team. They're going to know exactly what to do. Like these guys.
I also
they'd be
saw
legit.
in chat that Monkey Moon said that Torsos was better than First Killer. So
Yeah. So I mean, if Monkey Moon said that, then
if Monkey Moon says it.
Mickey
then-
Moon can't talk right now, man. Mickey Moon can't talk. There's no talking, no chirping from Mickey Moon. I don't want to hear him.
you don't tell me you put Rogue ahead of BDS teammates. There's no way.
Huh?
You did
There's,
not.
there's no way.
Why would I ever do that?
way.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
my-
No, listen.
I thought
I
Tbates
respect
was going to be
BDS.
serious, so he's coming into your farming impressions.
I respect BDS. Mickey Moon, I respect you that much. I'm not gonna.
You called him Mickey Moon.
I mean, that's because you got absolutely slapped when he had to play cross region. But that's neither
Hey,
here
so
nor
did
there.
everybody. He scored the best goal I've ever seen. That corner
Yeah,
double
that
touch.
was
Hey, listen.
That's
You
amazing.
guys,
Hey.
you guys posted
On
propaganda.
120 ping.
T-Base, you guys at first touch, you posted the propaganda. You're like, look at this missed goal, this, kind of okay double touch. You didn't even show the Monkey Moon goal.
Time out,
Monkey
time
Moon
out.
goal
I
is
had
so
the
much
Mickey Moon-
better.
No,
What happened to that?
Mickey Moon again.
You called him Mickey Moon
I had a shot, but the chats on your VODs. So in the clip, somebody said something not too nice. So
What?
we
They
kept it
can
on
blur that. The propaganda is unbelievable. Get
I had a
propaganda.
shot.
Pure.
there. I had a shot, but we took it off.
This missed goal, the downward bounce read, it was nice.
Now-
But I've
now
scored one
it's
of those
nice,
by
but
accident right
Monkey
before.
Moon's was-
Monkey Moon, I've
Moon's
never.
was-
You can't accidentally
It was
score Monkey
amazing.
Moon's goal. It was like. Oh,
Monkey Moon's shot was amazing. I'll give him that much. And also, Rogue might not be above them.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Good.
I said might not.
Good.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the Tbates mass debate where he does put Sam in his top 7. He's just been fooling us
That's
all
just not.
along.
That's just not happening. There's no masturbate right there. I was truthful when I said what I said. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh no.
I love you, Chad.
Okay, Stumpy, we need to move on. What's your number 7?
Number 7 for me is a team that I think will be very happy to get to this point. It's a North American team, and there's been a lot of bark, but very little bite. And Space Station
Oh,
Gaming
no
are
way.
a solid
Whoa.
7th place team. I think that when it comes down to actually performing on LAN, we need to see so much more from Space Station. Retals was relevant in 2019, but it comes to 2021, and you just got to ask questions of where they actually do exist. Compared to teams that are just faster, better, and more mechanical than them overall, I just see them getting clapped time and time again. Maybe a
That's
boot
very
camp will
fair.
actually inspire them to do something well in the last 2 years or so. But just farming impressions on Twitter could be spent better in free play, is all I'm saying. Maybe get on the shots he shouldn't miss. Training pack Arsenal, instead of missing his open nets, just try and tap him in from 2-3 feet away.
One shot, and it's just
no
been
way.
ingrained into your head.
There's
Okay.
no way.
I could understand that you could even put them down as low as 17 because sometimes they just don't even.
There's no
show
way,
up,
Yummy. You're
you know?
joking. No.
I mean, it's
You
got to be
did not.
joking me. You're joking, right?
You did not.
I put in my number 7 Sandrock Gaming.
Oh,
that I
wow.
felt was a little low even, but I just didn't quite know how they'd perform on LAN. I think in international competition they're awesome. It's been a long time since what was it? The European Cup or whatever that you ran,
European
Johnny, where they
Invitational,
came
yeah.
second. That was sick because that was to me the proof they could play under pressure because they were the only team who had pressure. It was like an
True.
RCS season.
Everybody's saying that
They're the only
RLCS
team
teams
who
don't care. Look at
cared
the pressure on Sandrock.
about
Yes,
their
Yummy.
performance in that tournament.
Yes.
And they performed really, really
They
well.
threw in that tournament,
got to
too.
the second. Yeah, they could have won the entire thing.
they
That
probably
was
should have
really
won.
impressive. I'd love to put them higher. I just want to see them at LAN.
No, that's true though. Everybody's always saying, European Invitational, the EU teams, they're not really focused on that. They're focusing on RLCS. I'm like, what? So they fly up for an aerial, then they're like, oh, am I gonna score the open net on Sunday? Oh, I missed the aerial. Oh no! Like no, they were trying. Everybody's sweating in those lobbies. But yeah, Sandrock Gaming were the only team with massive pressure
Their
on them. The
first
future
ever
of their
tournament.
region.
You put them in Sam.
Yeah, my bad.
Johnny.
I'll fix that. Yeah. Nah, they had so much pressure and they delivered. Of course they're going to deliver it under pressure. These guys don't care what your nameplate is. They don't care what your preset is. They don't care. These guys have actually got LAN experience as well. They go to LANs in Saudi. There's lots of.
Can we also
lots of
revisit
LANs.
that Stumpy put them 15?
I know, what is he talking
That's
about?
the worst-
I
the
thought
worst
I
thing.
was
That's the
putting them
worst
a
by
little bit
far.
low.
That's the
Sorry,
worst
I
by
thought
far.
I was
Coming
putting them a
from
bit low.
That's
Mr.
the worst by
Vitality
far.
10th. That's the
Okay, just
worst
because you have
by far.
vitality at 2 somehow isn't gonna save you from the SRG being that low.
I fully admitted that I don't watch ME nearly as much as I should. I'm fully out there with that. I need to watch them more.
Obviously, very.
In my head, they are not up there where maybe they should be because I don't
They should
know.
be.
I've not got enough data from them.
There's plenty of data. They're great. They're legendary. They're amazing.
Yeah, but Tbates, I don't have that data. That was my point.
No, you
data's
can get
there.
it, though. It's there. Yeah.
It's there. It's somewhere. You just gotta go looking for it. But regardless.
There. Okay.
Okay. My 6 and 7 are also really close. My top 5, I like my top 5. But my 6 and 7 are also kind of interchangeable.
SSG.
SSG.
But
No,
with that, oh, I'm looking at them right now.
SSG.
Okay. I like. I'm gonna move my 6 down. Actually, I move my 6 to 7. I move my 7 to 6. I'm about to do a little flip-flop.
changing.
I'll do a little
Live.
flip flop. And with my 7, I have Rogue. See, my Rogue's reasonable though. It's not underneath ground zero, and it's also because the first killer, as great as he is, Toroko and Turret. Even with that, the boot camp, I can't see him beating any of these teams. Maybe my 6th team now, but I can't see him really beating any of those
literally
other
just
teams.
switched with them.
Yeah. They could beat them, but for them to win, and they could win the event, but it had to be first killer. The first killer would have to happen, and like that's gonna be so tough for him to, especially if everybody's boot camping for a month. They're all scrimming against one another. That's gonna be tough. But he's great. Toroko is really good at not moving. Johnny, he's really amazing at it. And sometimes Turin decides he wants to do. Turin does whatever he wants to. Turin floats. Turin might just be in the other team's net, or he might actually be being effective. So it depends on the day. But they're so high because the first killer. You just gotta put respect to him. He's legit top 3 in the world. So I got Rogue.
Okay.
It's always dangerous though for any team that it's not relies on one player, but is so heavily focused on one player. Because as soon as in our hypothetical they then don't perform, that then essentially wipes them out of the competition. So I think that's a good spot.
It's interesting. I thought you were definitely gonna have Rogue. Wait, Stumpy and Yummy don't have Rogue yet, do they?
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
Wow, Tbates having Rogue lower than Stumpy and Yummy would never. No one would have guessed this. There's no chance.
Wild.
No chance. Second lowest Rogue position on the rankings. But anyway, yeah, I think this will probably be one of the ones you guys are less mad about in terms of my rankings. I said, Ground Zero, they've always struggled against EU, and I think if that wasn't the case, I would have put them above Guild as well. But or not Ground Zero, OCE struggle against EU historically, and Guild. Yeah, I agree. They're going to be super hydrated. They're going to be weighing in the heaviest. They're going to be so much water retention. You're not going to believe it. These guys are going to be huge.
They're going to roll onto stage.
Yeah, they're going to be massive. They're going to be gigantic when they go up on stage. They're going to do the face-off. Everybody's going to be like, whoa. The Devo is like 7 foot tall. Like they're going to be unbelievable.
Boys are inflated.
Yeah, I think
Oh my god.
Guild are probably the only team from EU and NA that I put up like a little bit based on boot camp. Like the Salmon, OCE, and Middle East teams, I ranked a little bit higher based on the fact that they would be boot camping. NA, EU, I kind of left the same except Guild. I think Guild, I got to rate their boot camping, their potential. I think that they've got
Except
good
last
structure.
time when they had Scrub Killer and they fell apart of the boot camp. But
Hey, the Scrub Killer's left now, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
nothing, no longer an issue. I think they're going to be fine from here on.
Okay. I agree, though. I agree. I think they'll get a lot.
Yeah,
from
that's
the boot
fair.
camp.
I think we're all basically focusing on Guild. If they efficiently boot camp, which I think a lot of us are expecting
Yeah.
them to, hypothetically, then they will do well.
I will say it was very close to 7, 8, 9. Guild, Ground Zero, Rogue, pretty close.
Although Yumi's got Guild at 15th.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Where to go?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
That is a crazy
What are they doing
choice.
down there?
I just didn't like them across the entire season. That's all. But I watched most of their run on last weekend or the weekend before. But yeah, I kind of forgot about the fact that they beat BDS twice.
Look at that response, by the way. Everybody
big.
else is mauling on Twitter at the fact there's no land Guilder. Like, let's go beat these guys. And they did. They actually just
Right.
like
And
they
they
just
talked
beat
that
everybody.
noise.
I
And
loved
they
it.
talked.
Yeah, Rettles called them out. They're like,
yeah.
let me beat those guys as well. They actually performed. Like, there's nothing to win there in that show
Mhm.
match, and they showed up and they slapped the NA super team. They destroyed them.
I always think that whenever people say, "Oh, they weren't trying in that tournament," the only thing that applies for to me is BDS
Yeah,
at times
only
when they've got a
BDS.
bigger tournament
Only
coming
BDS.
up. Because realistically, they've done what they need to do, right? They can take that breather, they can slow down, and then they can ramp up later. That's the only team that can have that excuse. And even then, they've done it only in the most recent regional to an extent. They were like, okay, we lost. Guild still beat them through and through, don't get me wrong. But there are no other teams that is a valid excuse for.
Yeah, it's right. BDS look pretty good though. Like, I
They
think
look good. They
BDS
look
haven't
good, yeah.
fallen off that much. I think they might not be as dominant, but I think they will be again. It's just like
Completely agree, yeah.
Yeah, they're chilling right now. I mean, the only reason I know this is because they're actually streaming. They didn't stream at all in the first two splits. They secured that first seed, and then Mark starts streaming, extra streaming. I'm like, okay, now they're just chilling. You know, they're not completely
Good on 'em.
hardcore grinding anymore. They gotta split up, make the content. Okay, so where we're at number 6 now. Back over to you, Stumpy. Let's break it in.
At number 6, Tbates earlier, he had Rogue at 7. I had him at 6. I think that Rogue have had a really, really good, solid performance. I am impressed with them. I do think it's literally what I said earlier, right? It's if First Killer does as well as he can do on LAN, then they do well. If he doesn't, though, I don't see anybody else stepping up on that team.
Better than SSG though.
Better than SSG, that was weird to me.
Interchangeable, but around that area.
Well,
Yeah.
as soon as I gave my explanation for the last one, I was like, oh man, I should have put Sandrock one higher. Because I have Rogue number 6 as well. And they both fit in the same category. For me, Sandrock and Rogue. And I would have preferred in the end to have Rogue below Sandrock. But yeah, as you said, if First Killer shows up, I think they can win LAN.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
It's
don't.
so dependent.
we
It's
didn't wanna
such a
let-
seesaw.
It is very dependent.
We didn't
and
want to
it
let
is those
Stumpy
LAN.
add in a team that he forgot existed. You know, that was something we absolutely
Yeah, no,
wanted to
I'm
leave
not.
it.
I'm not
Oh,
going back and
gosh.
switching it. I just regret.
I was
not
saying, you know, if
putting
Tbates
Sandrock
switched
6.
it before the reveal, do we let Stumpy switch? It's
No,
Do we let
we'll
Yummy
leave him,
switch?
we'll
We
leave him.
leave it.
No,
Leave
it's
it
fine. It's fine.
For
Yeah, we leave.
evidence. The evidence is there.
Yeah.
Yummy's just embarrassed.
It's
that he
my
agreed with
fault
Stumpy.
for not prepping the list well enough.
It's
not
my
thinking
fault for
through
getting
the
that
6 and
Rebellion
7.
existed.
Was that the first time you agreed with Stumpy? You had the same team. I think that's why you want to change this. You're like, oh, mad.
No, what do you mean?
It is the
How
first
dare
time
you?
we
We've
agreed,
come
yeah.
close a couple of times, to be fair, with Renegades and FaZe and stuff.
Yeah, true. Not exactly.
Yeah, just one off.
Okay, so
I
Tbates
don't
top
know.
6 is going to be, I'm predicting right now, this is the top 6 is going to be. His 6
Sandrock.
is going to be, he doesn't even have Team Queso in here. Surely they have to be in here. No, wait. He said that there's 2 EU teams ahead, so never mind. Sandrock are in there, BDS are in there, SSG are in there,
Envy are in
Envy
there.
and NRG. But who's the
NRG.
6th team? Is it Queso? Is it really Queso at number 6?
I feel like he miscounted in case there are in there.
Do you think so?
That's my shout.
Tbates, what is it?
The team who I moved up from 7 to 6 just 2 seconds ago is indeed Team Queso.
Ooh.
But I am such a believer with them. I think that the reason they're this low is because their defense is shaky, and it's just so iffy. But with the whole month, and they're just so talented, their mechanics are off the charts. They're like the closest approximation to an NA team I think EU team has, and I think on their day, like I don't even think. I think they might be. Nah, they're not better than BDS on their day, but they are ridiculously good. They're ridiculously good, and with a full month of prep and them getting used to, they're gonna take a lot from NA teams and turn it to offense and the way to approach it. And they're a team I was alluding to earlier when I'm saying a team's gonna benefit from boot camping the most, and I think it's them. Just because they're just gonna see teams that play like them, and they're gonna but actually play a little bit better defense, and they're gonna incorporate that. But with their already ridiculously high offense, and the sky's the limit for them, they could very easily win a Worlds or something like that if they're coming on their game with lots of preparation. So yeah, they're 6.
So I've got one for you, Tbates. So if Queso are the most NA EU team, do you think that Envy are the most EU NA team?
Nationality-wise, yes.
Envy, not just because of Turbo, but for the way they play.
The way they approach, yeah, they're yeah.
More
would
defensive.
I would say that. A lot of EU teams focus on counterattacking, and Envy focuses on counterattacking somewhat too. But they have like a midfield as well, which some EU teams lack. So yeah, I would say so.
Because there had to be a clause, of course.
Always. He can't compliment EU too much.
All right, hold on a second. So who have I got at number 6? Oh, I forgot about this one. This was gonna make a lot of people laugh.
Johnny still
Oh,
doesn't
no.
have Sandrock in there either.
No, nor does Tbates, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nor does Tbates. Jesus Christ, guys.
My number 6.
I mean, you put them 15, so
Yeah, I agree. That's a
Jesus
gap in my
Christ,
knowledge, Yumi. We've gone over this.
Hey, my number 6 through 2 was all very close.
Okay.
But the team coming in at number 6 are NRG
Oh
from
my
North
god.
America. 6th best team in the world. They barely missed out in the top 5. It was close. It was a good try, but they just couldn't get it done. They couldn't get it done. They've lost Turbo Pulse. So how on earth are they going to win a LAN ever again? Explain that. Explain me that. Yeah, they got rid of Turbo for the online portion. They didn't think about what they're going to do when we go back to LANs.
That's so true.
What are they gonna do?
That's so true. They really did give her the one person they had to win a
The
LAN.
one person that can win a LAN for them.
Garrett and Justice said, we won with you. You taught us how to win. We don't need you no more. You're useless now.
But the thing is, they don't even need to win a LAN, but like to then be above 6th position. They just need to be 2nd. They don't even need to win it. Like, and then you still put them 6th.
That's because I think all of the 5 above them could win. I think my top 5 could win.
Okay.
Everybody else, I don't think they can win. I don't think Guild
Wait,
can
you
win.
don't think NRG could win?
No, they'd get 2nd place best. Lose the final. To Turbo, probably, but,
Yeah. Okay, up.
Arcade up, yeah. They just lose to
man.
Turbo Arcade up in the final.
Dang, that
Or-
means Vitality's
or
in all
Mickey
y'all's
Moon.
top 5s.
Or according to Stumpy, Violent Panda.
Yeah, wait. Is Dignitas...
Yeah,
No, no,
Vitality.
yes,
No,
Dignitas. yeah.
Dignitas are in. Dignitas are in.
Oh my goodness, I
They're
panicked for a
11th.
second there. It's like, he still hasn't said
God.
Dignitas? Are you
Johnny,
serious?
that was, you were so
No.
irate so quickly. You were ready to call me
I
out.
just like
above
had a
NRG?
heart attack.
Hey,
Wait, how
Johnny,
did-
I still haven't said Dignitas.
What? No way, you're not saying Dignitas.
No, Digger not in.
My list is also full of Sam and Middle East.
There's
and
no
OCE
way you say
teams,
Dignitas.
so-
in your list. No happening. No
Yours
way.
is a world tour, Yumi. I like yours.
Yeah.
I think me, Yummy, and Stumpy might be about to converge on the same team.
I think we
I
are.
think
I
we
think we
might
are.
be. And this is all unplanned, guys. We haven't revealed our lists.
Actually,
I
wait,
think we
are
might.
we? No, we're not. Not for
You have
number 5
energy.
at least.
If you have NRG 6, you have to have
Oh
Vitality.
no, wait, no,
5.
5. Hang on, we're on 5. Yeah, yeah, we
5.
might still be
Yeah,
for
5.
5.
I
then.
think we
Yeah.
might all have the same team.
Okay, my number 5 team is a team that I think do definitely have a chance. Honestly, my top 7, I think, have a chance of winning. That's how I would define them. My
And
number
Sandrock
5
Gaming.
team, yeah, like 30th or whatever. My number 5 team are Envy. That's where I have got them.
We're not converging at
No.
all.
So
Envy
lightly,
for
mate.
me, chill
No.
out at number 5. I think that they are.
this.
You have
I
the
think
machine
that-
at 5?
Why have you typed Vitality? Get rid of them. Put in Envy.
First off,
For me, Envy are a very good team.
Four.
I think they are better than Rogue and they're better than Space Station. But do I think they're better than my number 4 team? I'm not going to tell you that yet, but I don't think I
I
do.
mean, presumably
Oh,
no,
no.
you don't.
No, I definitely don't. It's a very good
Presumably
point,
no.
Johnny, but I definitely don't.
Vitality above Envy. And then Samurai Gaming at 15 already. Okay?
Okay,
Yummy.
Vitality number 10. Sorry.
It makes
Fair
sense
on
at
you.
10. Yummy.
Well, me and Johnny are converging.
We
We're-
must
we're
be. There's
converging.
no way we're not converging. are we?
Vitality number 5.
Johnny has
They're
Johnny?
only this
Okay.
high because of the K-Dot Fairy peak factor. They have been terrible this split, but those two, or especially K-Dot, is the luckiest player in the world able to win lands, somehow getting the wins, getting the game 7 overtime against Dignitas to get to that grand final, trying again. But yeah, I think it's that land factor for me that puts Vitality up here.
Okay. Then Johnny has him at 5 as well.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Sure.
I said I agreed. I'll put it in. I do have Vitality at 5.
Okay, that's okay.
It was close. Hey,
5.
it's close. NRG Vitality was basically
NRG
a coin, it would be a coin flip, except NRG got rid of Turbo Pulsar. They're that was their ace up the sleeve to beat Vitality on land.
Vitality got rid of Turbo, and then they got rid of Scrub, who I believe were
They
both
never
their
had
aces.
they never had Turbo, but they got rid of Scrub. But I think it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Alpha's an upgrade. I think he's better than Scrub.
Maybe
100%,
skill-wise, but Scrub on land was amazing.
I think Alpha will be just as good,
Scrub
if not
on
better.
that LAN was amazing.
I think
Both
Alpha will
land.
be just as
Alpha
better.
wasn't great that one time on Barca, but that was so long
Ah, but that was
ago,
Barca.
so-
That was-
that
yeah.
was savage. I think didn't they make a final with Alpha, or a semi-final or something in Leipzig?
I think
they did. I think they made a semi-final in that line with Alpha, carrying that team. It was Bully D,
I
but
mean,
they played
that
alright.
was
But Alpha
Alpha's
was
job.
like,
Yeah.
he was the player. He got snatched up by TSM. He's gonna be fine. Alpha's gonna be great on LAN. Like the thing is, like Vitality. Okay, I said Guild were my only team that I put up based on boot camping. I think Vitality are probably a little bit of the same effect because right now I think they'd lose to NRG, but I think on LAN they'd beat him. I think if you give them a month, they would screw him and they would show up. They'd be more clutch under pressure.
Okay.
NRG have just not shown me enough this season under immense pressure.
It's funny you're talking about NRG because they're my number 5 team. NRG is my number 5 team.
Surprised that they're not one higher for you, but yeah.
It's tough because their ceiling is just so high, but it's
true.
I feel like just okay, and I like skill wise we all know, but I like to look at their player. I look at their player camps. They're like the one team I legit look at just see how they're coming in, and it just seems like they're not having fun sometimes. It just seems like they do not care about being out there. Well, not they. So one in particular. One in particular doesn't seem like.
Are you talking about the player who's ahead of the competition?
Huh?
The player who's ahead of the competition.
Maybe. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm not gonna say. But yeah, I think that just factors in so heavily. That factors in so much because you gotta love the game, man. You gotta love it. You gotta want to play, and it just like, especially when you got Garrett out there putting his heart and soul into it. So I mean, it annoys me.
Listen, I predicted Garrett and Justin to win so many lines with NRG.
Right.
I did my prediction contest. I put them number 1 so many times they kept getting second. I can't do it anymore. I can't put them ahead of that Vitality anymore until they actually do it.
Until they do it without turbo.
Yeah, until they do it. Because I tried so many times, I was wrong every time. But hey, I root for these guys. I was 100% rooting for them in Madrid. I was so happy when they won. I had to compose myself because I was like, right, okay, I actually got work to do. But no, this is nothing. People are like, oh, Johnny just hates NRG, but not genuinely. I think Vitality. If I had to bet, if my life was on the line, I would bet Vitality to win. I just would.
And I don't hate on Squishy like Reynolds does. Even though we did lose our rank game, we did lose our rank games earlier, and I wasn't too happy about losing. But that's just ranked.
Wait, you were
ranked 2. Yeah, we lost. Yeah, I wasn't too happy. I wasn't too pleased. But regardless, I was a little annoyed at the effort Mariano was putting on. He was streaming. I know he doesn't try as much, but I want to win my games. But regardless, he's good. He's real solid, and I don't know necessarily if that's his role, if that's his best fit playing the role he's been given, but they're still good. So 5.
Pressure,
I just
man.
realized
The
that
pressure on that team is
Stumpy
immense.
Hasn't
Pressure's
yet said
immense.
queso either.
Wait, you're joking.
He hasn't said queso.
You
or
are
vitality.
joking. What a discovery. No way.
Wait, so he said envy though, didn't he?
No, he didn't. I don't.
He said envy, yeah.
He said
So
envy.
and you said has he said SSG?
He has said SSG.
He said rogue SSG.
He hasn't
envy.
said NRG.
So NRG surely is number 4.
He might be about to say
NRG, isn't
NRG.
it?
He might
NRG's
be
number
about to
4.
say NRG.
If he
You
says
think the league-
NRG, no way.
You have 3 EU teams top 3?
Would you guys like to know my number 4 team?
I would love
Just get
to
the energy
know.
out of the way, man. Your list is already bogus, so I mean, go ahead.
My number 4 team is a team that I consider to be very strong, very quick, incredibly mechanical. Tbates was big enough for the mechanics earlier on.
Oh.
And it's a team that I think will be too fast for Envy to deal with, too fast for Rogue to deal with, too fast for Space Station Gaming to deal with. And that team is Queso. I think Queso can on LAN be such a top team. They can outpace near anybody on their day. And I think you guys have utterly slept on them. Apart from Tbates, who put them in
T-Bates
6th.
with him at 6. I thought that was high.
Yeah.
Stumpy, what?
They
My
just don't
problem
play-
is that teams like that, they inevitably, like, you go back to that Barca example. The teams that are super hyper aggressive really fast tend to on LAN have that one player who gets nervous and plays really defensive, and it screws them completely. If you can play really aggressively on LAN, it works so well.
I back them to keep up their pace as well. I don't think that a
don't think
Queso
that's
on
gonna
LAN
phase
after
them.
boot camping would end up being slower. I think they would stick at either their level of pace or there would be like plus or minus 10% of that, like on their top level. I
You're
just think that they've got.
gambling
Oh, mate, this entire list is a gamble, Yumi. It's a hypothetical boot camp.
No, we're
Like-
bringing this back up in the future. This is it. This is
Yeah, bring it up.
committed.
Bring it up when Queso losing the semis by my count.
No, if Queso lost in like the group stage without winning a series, nobody would be surprised. They'd be like, "Ah, well, you know." they
Johnny,
probably-
I would be weeping. Okay, I would be crying if they lost in groups.
Garrett,
Honestly,
you just said in chat you can't put Middle East top 8 and then hate on Stump's Queso pick.
Let's go, Garrett. Yes, let's go. You're gonna love my
Wait,
third pick. Oh
who's-
my word.
Who's got Middle East top 8? Oh, Yummy's got Middle East top 8. Okay, so Garrett's calling out Yummy there.
Let's go, Garrett.
and only
Big brain
Yummy.
Garrett. What a man.
Speaking of Yummy,
My number 4 is SSG. Obviously, a very good team. I think they're a high chance of winning the entire thing, but they've also had some really, really bad losses across, the last 2 splits where they haven't performed anywhere in their expectations. So that's a gamble pick. I think it's not very much of a gamble pick compared to Queso because of their LAN experience and their performance at the last one. But I just have them here not because of their potential, but because of their potential to fail.
Okay.
I've just looked at other people's lists, by the way, and I've noticed that both Tbates and Johnny, neither of them have put Sandrock Gaming yet.
who's gonna crack first? That's what I want. I bet you. I'm thinking here to myself. I bet Tbates wanted to put Sandrock at like 10, but I didn't put them in yet. So he's like, nah, I'm gonna wait. He keeps
Do
bumping.
you reckon
them
he's
up.
just been he's been holding that Tetris piece? going up?
They were put very fast. My 1 and 2 were put very fast on this. I was pretty confident about my 1, 2, and 3.
Serious, Tbates.
But okay, I just want a disclaimer.
Johnny's put Sandrock first, by the way.
I just want to disclaim the 7 teams in my top 7 I believe could win. They're all legit teams in my opinion. Even like 8 and 9. But maybe Vitality, I don't know. But so where are we on 4? 4 and 3 were very close for me. And I was thinking about it a lot. I thought about these 2 for a lot. This is probably the longest like battle in my head. I had one side and the other side. It was like a clash of like my inner mind, my inner conscience going to work. But with number 4, it's got a different logo. I put BDS at number 4.
You know you're.
I put BDS number 4.
Tbates. You did not. You
put
genuinely
Sandrock
did
above
not.
BDS as well. That's crazy.
You put Sandrock above BDS.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no.
I like how you
But-
said what, and it's like, yeah, you did, mate.
No,
yeah.
I had to think about what you said. Yes. I have no problems about that either. Listen.
What?
Listen.
I don't want
BDS
to
are having,
anymore.
first off, BDS are having a great season. You got to take this into account. Your team that has 3,000 points. There's only 2 teams in EU that have above 3,000 points, right? BDS and Vitality. That second team I have at 10. I'm not believers of Vitality. They started off better than everybody else. So Vitality already down there. Queso, I have the second highest amongst the EU teams.
So you're saying BDS are number 1 in EU because everyone else is so bad.
No,
that's
everybody else
right.
is so bad. They're just better than everybody else. But they only put no competition. No, they're better than that region. They ain't better than no NA now. You put them in NA, they could get
Oh
NA.
my
You
god!
put
You're
you
ready.
put BDS in NA, and they're not gonna have no 4,300 points. I find the BDS lucky. They're very fortunate to have them above NRG. And I put them above NRG because they have dominated the region, which I gotta give them. And it always looks like they want it. And NRG, for lack of better term, sometimes doesn't. So, and BDS are hungry. I just love watching them play. I genuinely do. Monkey Moon is amazing. Mark Bay 8 is so slept on, and Extra is very important. Even though I don't know, people say I hate on Extra, but Extra is also a very important piece. Mark Bay is amazing, by the way. So I have them at 4. I think if they're in NA, I find that teams with 3,700 points in NA is more impressive than 4,300 in EU. Does that make sense?
Unless it's NRG.
No. NRG and BDS were close. But I ended up putting NRG below them. I respect BDS. So I put them before.
Interesting.
That is unbelievable.
There's nothing wrong with being 4th. That means they're gonna they can make it all the way to winners finals and lose, and then they finish 3rd. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. If I had to go with teams, I don't see them winning that. That'd be their first ever true land. I don't care how much they've been boot camping.
Now they played
No.
lands. They
No,
played
no, they've
lands.
been at lands.
Yeah, they've been at lands.
They've been at lands.
Yeah.
At RLCS land?
No, not RLCS lands, but they played
No.
lands. I think DreamHacks are the same. Same nerves,
Okay.
same
But
level.
I mean, I bet they're ridiculously good. And I don't want to put no shame on it, but I got them at 4. Astro Bomb good.
Oh.
Bit
Bold.
of shame.
Very
Wow.
bold. It's a shame I can't, actually only bold that because of the way I've set up this formatting. I'd have to bold Tbates' entire list, so I can't bold that, but I would if I could. I'd bold it because it's a bold pick. But I've got number
That
4.
is bold.
Probably a pick a lot of people would consider equally bold, but I think, Yumi, you've nailed it again, mate. Space Station are just number 4, and they look great while doing it. They're just outside the top 3. They just missed the podium. But, they'd probably take it. I think they'd be pretty happy. They'd call it progress.
I think they'd be angry. They'd be so angry.
I think they'd be angry, but they couldn't do anything about it. And I think that's fair.
Now they got top 6 of their last land, the first RLCS land, the Madrid. I think top 4. It's a step in the right direction, but I don't know. They just ain't got the mechanics to hang with the top 3. I think they just ain't got the mechanics. Nah, they just ain't got the
What?
mechanics.
I don't know
Hey,
what mechanics you think
Well,
Extra
one of
has,
them
but
does.
Time out. Extra, no offense to him, it's definitely worse mechanically than any person on SSG. There's just no disputing it. Nothing.
Nah.
Nah. Who is he better mechanically than on SSG?
Rattles and Arsenal.
Yeah.
No chance.
Didn't even have to think about it. It's just straight up.
Extra's like a K-Dot, bro. He tries to go for flip but nobody's
No.
worried about it. No, bro.
No shot.
No, bro.
Extra-
You want to say Monkey Moon?
Extra was more mechanical in this last RLRS season than
That's awesome. He's playing worse
Arsenal and
people
Rattles
in
are
RS.
not than Arsenal and Rattles are now. If you played it, you could take him from the past. He's super mechanic. Extra has insane mechanics.
Yeah,
He's
totally
got some
mechanical.
ridiculous
Right.
mechanics.
Yeah, he single jumps with the Fennec and just goes for the ball. There's no air roll. There's no he 50s. He drives straight. He goes on the wall. He drives straight. 50. There's no flair in this
Hey,
game.
you just
okay.
don't need
If you say
mechanics.
it's mechanical, then go ahead, Johnny.
He just don't
Okay.
need mechanics. He's actually mechanic. Extra is super mechanical. He is. People who watch RLCSX in their first season, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a BADS historian. I know everything." But people don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, Extra's got ridiculous mechanics. He's insanely mechanical. They all are.
Who the hell
Almost
are they?
carried
He's
them
SML?
across
more
a single
definitely-
season, so.
He's more mechanical than Arsenal and Rattles. I think Arsenal and Rattles are two of the
Arsenal-
smartest players, but mechanics, no, I don't think they got the mechanics to hang with it. My top 3.
More mechanics than Tisha. Ooh.
100%.
No,
100%. Arsenal, he's like one of the smartest players, one of the absolute smartest players. Same for Rattles. They're two of the absolute smartest players in the entire world. If they were also two of the most mechanical players, they'd be the clear best in North America because they'd have the intelligence and the mechanics. They don't have the mechanics. They're not the best mechanics. They're good mechanics. They're not the best mechanics. They're not the level of my top 3 mechanics.
Okay.
Which is, I saw Arsenal called out one of my top 3. Said he didn't think they have the mechanics. I don't know if I agree. I think it's the other way around. I'm just gonna be honest.
All right then, Stumpy.
Here we go. So,
Oh no, I forgot about Stumpy's list. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
so
yeah.
I have just got out the absolute slobber knocker of Team Queso in 4th, right? That's where they're sitting. Sitting pretty, just above them. It's NRG. I think NRG on a LAN. Yeah, thank you. Very
Oh.
sensible choice.
I
Yeah.
was gonna be
Yeah,
more
but
NRG. No. I've only got 3 teams realistically to pick from here. NRG on a LAN are just unbelievable. I am so consistently impressed by Garrett. The way that he's come up to speed with everybody is just amazing to me.
That's
He
the
has
captain.
clearly learned from Justin and Squishy. I am a massive fanboy of Garrett. I think he's brilliant. Justin has just got it is probably the very easily top 3 mechanics in North America, and Squishy as well he's just
It's
there, I
North
suppose.
America.
Right. What we've got going on is NRG in 3rd place for me.
interesting.
I had a close back and forth on 3, but I also had NRG as number 3 for me. And I'd say, yeah, losing Turbo Pulsar is a huge blow to winning a LAN, but I think Squishy's like adequate pushing in considering he's won a LAN himself. So not the end of the world.
Yeah, but he
I
hasn't
think
won.
they're guaranteed
He hasn't
top
won
4.
4
Yeah, not
lands.
4.
He's not won
He's
won
4
a lot of
lands,
lands.
though, has he?
Won a lot of lands.
They guaranteed top 4, probably going to make top 2.
Guaranteed.
But
I ain't
whether
gonna say
they
no
win, yeah.
I ain't saying guaranteed. I'll give them guaranteed top 6. That's about as high as I'm going. Alrighty, that's my number 3. I have Space Station Gaming, who I believe is more mechanical than the BDS. I
Oh
don't.
my
What?
God.
There's no shot.
Oh
No,
my God,
I just don't
man.
know how. I don't know how you have extra more mechanical than Arsenal and Reynolds. That's mind blowing me. I'm just a little I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with that one. But
Easily.
okay, we could break it down. A lot of people go pick Monkey Moon because he's been dominating. A lot of people forgot about this kid called Typical. I think and Typical is ridiculously good at Rocket League, so they're pretty close.
Agreed.
Arsenal and Mark May, they're pretty close as well. And then after that, I got Reynolds over Extra. Just off of pure energy, approach to the game. I understand he looked terrible in that show match, which was bad for him. That was just bad. He just yapped and did not perform. So I don't know all about all that. But SG, they picked it up. They're the best team. Probably starting off the season. Went down a little bit and then picked up again. They're my number 3.
That's interesting. So wait, SSG, NRG, fair, I guess. BDS, putting BDS 4.
That's crazy. That's a gigantic move.
I
And
think
I hope
this-
you know I respect you for it.
The thing is that there's an argument for it, but it's not mechanics.
just-
BDS are better than SSG mechanically. There's no
I think the
question.
argument is that they've had like a couple of bad.
I think
events,
SSG
so-
have to like play 300 IQ Rocket League to be BDS. They have to be the smartest team in the world. Or they have to
I
play
don't
a
see-
slow
Well,
You
game.
I-
say that, but that's just
They're
because
too
BS
slow.
is just
BDS are way too
SSG
fast.
too slow.
Yeah, SSG is way too slow for
Yeah.
BDS.
I
BDS are
don't
just faster.
I don't see SSG doing anything better than what BDS can do. They're not faster, they're not more
They're
mechanical.
like carbon copy teams, though.
Except
yeah,
BDS
but,
are just
okay, yeah,
way
except BDS
faster.
are better in every single category.
But see, the only reason you're saying that is because BDS is playing in a weaker region.
Like,
Nah,
don't
I
even
think
come back to
BDS are
that.
I
straight up
love
just
it.
faster. I think they're just better.
But they're playing against worse people for the most part.
No, I mean if they played each other, I think BDS would be just faster. I mean I'm imagining the
pure
matchup. I
speed
think BDS would be
necessarily
faster.
mean
I
W?
think SSG would be in defense the entire series.
I think they're fine with that. I think Typical is more than happy to sit in that net.
No, I think there's one team in NA who's happy sitting in that, and it's not SSG. SSG are going to
Envy?
double commit and everything. Yeah, it's Envy. Envy are the only team who are
Yeah.
happy sitting in that. Space Station hate that. They're desperate to get out of net. But no, I think if SSG were to win that, I think there is an argument they could. It wouldn't be mechanics. I think it would be like intelligence. It would have to be the mind games.
Intelligence
It would have
would
to
be
be
good
the.
too.
It would have to be the fakes. It would have to be the grimy, filthy Arsenal looking at him plays. He wouldn't be. He'd have to fake them so hard that they start second guessing themselves. It's the only way I see them winning because I think BDS they're definitely faster. They're definitely cleaner mechanically and better. Look at all the NA pros in chat saying faster doesn't mean better. Lol.
doesn't.
If
It
I
doesn't
said that
necessarily
SSG
mean
were
better.
faster, they'd all be like, "Yep, true."
No, they
You
wouldn't.
guys
No,
are
they
all
wouldn't. No, they
nonsense.
wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. They know better. They know
From
better.
everyone.
Hey,
This BDS can
they're all
win.
just flipping. They're all, if I said the same thing, but I switched when I'm saying SSG and I said BDS instead, and I said SSG when I said BDS, you guys would all be saying true, yep, SSG are faster, but that's all that matters. It's crazy. All the NA clowns on Twitter were like, yep, NA is the fastest region, that's why we're better. Then I bring out the stats. I'm like, well, actually they're slower. They're like, well, actually speed doesn't matter. Change their back. It doesn't. Speed.
That's because that
Irrelevant.
is one of the
that
best
speed stat is
gotchas
so
we've ever seen.
skewed. That speed stat, you can just be driving around the field nonstop. That's not what we mean by speed.
No, but they're not doing that though. They're just literally quicker.
They're
You
literally
watch them moving.
playing.
Go on a player camp,
Quicker.
download. The replays are all on ballchasing.com. You can go download the replays, download an Arsenal replay, and then download a Monkey Moon replay. Tell me who looks like they're moving to the ball faster. Try and be like as fair as
Arsenal
you
who?
can. Guaranteed, Monkey Moon is moving like more quickly to the ball. He's just got a cleaner takeoff, cleaner land. He's just a bit more smooth with the movement. He's more fluid as a player. Arsenal though, he could just like do nothing and still be super effective. They'll just hide behind the ball,
That's right.
not even move, and make huge plays. But that's what they'd have to do. I'm saying they'd have to make those plays. They'd have to be so dirty and strategical, not mechanical. SSG don't win that matchup on mechanics. No shot. BDS don't get out mechanic by anybody. I don't think.
That's
think
because they're not playing anybody on their level.
No, I mean if literally, I'm not talking about on their level. I'm talking if you took SSG and BDS right now and they played, SSG don't win on mechanics. They
Okay,
don't.
we're not talking about right now. We're talking about a month from now.
Well, same thing. Because in SSG, I think in NAEU, BDS, SSG, I think their level would probably stay the same based on boot camp. Both those teams know at boot camp. I don't think I think the matchup wouldn't really change. Day 1, day 30. I think it would kind of go the same way. In my head, at least. I can't think of any
So
reason why one team would
T-Bates,
gain an advantage.
you think that EU teams will gain more from boot camps than NA teams?
No,
Like they'll
I
get
think-
more from
I-
versing NA teams?
I
That
think
NA would get more from
NA
versing
teams
EU
are better
teams?
than EU. And NA is a reason.
So EU will grow a lot more on their boot camps by definition.
I mean, but that doesn't mean they're gonna beat them. You can grow and still lose. I mean, you can grow. The gap might be that big.
So
But
you
BDS
think
is-
that BDS, even if they're growing through a boot camp, which you just said
I
that
don't
you
think
that they
BDS
would,
is the
you
one
think that then
exception.
they
I don't think BDS
even...
is gonna grow that
Okay.
much. I don't think they're gonna grow that much at all. They're legit. But I just think people are so like fixated and fascinated with their 4,300 points. They're not playing like I will say just now EU's actually starting to come somewhat competitive. I'll say the spring split. But before then, it was literally just BDS and then a Vitality who's been going down. So of course BDS got dominated. They haven't been playing anybody. Now you got Queso coming up. Now you got Gil coming up. So like now they're actually got this like this major. I think will be really like showing.
But then how long has that taken for any EU team to actually take it to BDS? It's taken them nearly a year to actually get
That's
there. You
'cause
think
they
NA
just
can
been
do that on a
behind.
weekend?
It
Or a
ain't
month,
ready
rather?
for them. It ain't worried about no BDS, man.
they don't worry
They
about
want 'em over here.
BDS.
They want them over here. They want BDS over here.
Oh my god, they couldn't
SSG
deal
can have
with
BDS,
Guild.
they're
Oh
playing
my God.
120. Yeah, and Monkey Moon couldn't deal with Envy, could he?
Mickey Moon, thank you very
With
much.
Astro, with Astro on this team, by the way, and Itachi, they just couldn't handle him. It was a complete slapper. It wasn't in the competition. At least NA team
One
took
out
a
of three
game.
ain't bad.
Yeah, but
You would
Envy,
think- you would-
Envy is NA's BDS. Guild are not the same. Like you can't.
Okay,
just
I
say-
mean, and that's respectable. But Team Case was also really good too, though. But then again,
Yeah, they won though.
Nah.
They won as well.
yeah, they did one, but they dropped two.
And then they won 4 straight when they decided to plug their monitors in. They're like,
They
oh wait a
had
minute,
monitors
wait a
in
minute,
the whole time.
hold on. Oh yeah, we better wake
Johnny,
up over here. They're
Johnny, you know
CSing in
earlier-
Spain. They're like, oh hold on a second, hold on, wait, we gotta wake up over here. It's like 8 p.m. Time to wake up for our afternoon nap. And start beating these guys. Okay, easy peasy. Let's just let's get all mechanical.
Johnny,
on it.
the speed stat you mentioned earlier, just to remind me, because I've honestly forgotten, it was the average over the season in the end, the second stat you ended up getting, not just the grand finals. Was it over the season you got in the end?
Yeah, over the entire season, EU's faster.
yeah,
It shouldn't
okay.
surprise anybody because the top NA teams slow the ball down and they slow down a lot
Yeah.
more. They just like to stop and reverse and not go anywhere. They
And
like to pause.
yeah, and it's been shown. And BDS struggled. That's how Gil plays. So Gil doesn't play really a fast game.
I don't think Tho hits the brakes. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to disagree with you.
You
I don't
look
think
at
Tho
that
has reverse
series of-
keybound. I don't think Tho stops for a
You look at
split
that series of BDS versus Guild, and you tell me that Guild were not going fast. They were out of their goddamn mind.
Everybody's moving fast in a pro league.
No, but I'm not just talking.
and-
Everybody's thinking I'm
Everyone's
just talking.
moving fast in F1, but not everybody wins.
Listen, everybody's thinking. Everybody thinks I'm just like only looking at average speed. Like, nah, that was the whole average speed thing was like half like interesting to me. It was like a personal project. I was like, I'm just genuinely curious because all NA fans are talking about this. Let me go actually find out. But it was just like for fun. But I like watch player cams of these teams all the time, and you can tell when you're watching a fast player. Garrett G himself, within like a minute of watching Ahmad play in the fastest game he played, is like, why does this guy look like he's playing in fast forward? It's just,
Okay,
you can
but
tell.
that's different. That's a different type of cat, though.
You can tell. Nah,
Be
but
different.
it's the same principle applies. Like when I watch BDS play, I'm like, these guys are actually clean though. Like they're moving pretty clean. They are not wasting boost. They're not landing badly. They're not like hitting off a wall and bouncing off it with the underside of their car. And I watch other teams play, and I can't say the same thing. And SSG, I don't think they have that. They're not as clean. They're pretty clean, but BDS are like absolutely top tier when it comes to being as fluid with their movement and like just efficient as possible. You gotta like just watch the games. You gotta just watch the games. People say it's bias. Like I told you guys that the SRG were the fastest team, and then I like looked at the numbers. I was like, oh, would you look at that? I was right. Like, and then you watch the games again, and everybody's like, oh wow, yeah, you were right. Come on, it's just you just gotta watch the games. It's pretty obvious who the
That's right.
more
Everyone's
mechanical
biased, including
players
the
are.
people calling out for bias, so it's okay.
It's forever. I think
Okay.
everybody's got a little bit of bias, but
Okay,
there's no
okay,
question.
okay.
Definitely, yeah.
No
Everyone
question
is
about this
biased in
one.
one way or another.
There's
T-Bates
no
will watch
question.
an NA
BDS more
team do
mechanical.
something and think, oh, that was a really good play.
No, I don't. I am just so. If I was biased,
and be like, oh,
Nah,
they're
nah,
all right.
nah. If
It's
I
the
was
same for all
biased,
of us, though. You
BDS
know,
wouldn't even
Stumpy's
be in
put
my top
queso
10.
number 4, so
okay, no,
Yeah.
Stumpy's list is a little off. We all know that.
Let's not move it over
Now,
to me,
and
man.
And then Johnny's list is a little suspect too. Cause he's got ground zero above Roach now,
Shopify
which is
who?
mind blowing to me. And Stumpy also forgot Rebellion, which is amazing to me.
Shopify who?
Who can guess
DM?
my number 3? Who can guess my number 3?
Oh god, don't even said your number 3
Yeah,
yet.
who can
He
guess my
hasn't
number
said
3?
Sandrock yet, but I think he's putting
I
Sandrock
think-
1. So
I think Sandrock R2 for Johnny.
Who hasn't he said?
Number 3 will be
Sandrock, Envy.
Envy. I think it'll go
And BDS?